Hello, as a part of this video tutorial, we are going to see how to set up the RFID 13.56 MHz NFC module for Arduino. First, let's have a look at the various hardware equipment required to carry out this experiment. We would need one Arduino Uno board, one ZigBee communications shield, one RFID 13.56 MHz NFC module for Arduino, one MiFi tag. It could be either a card, a keyring, or a sticker, one USB cable, and one Windows-based machine. As a part of the software setup, you will need to set up the Arduino environment on the Windows. This is mainly used to code and load the programs on the Arduino board. There are mainly two things that are needed to be taken care of when setting up the software environment. First, you need to install the Arduino environment. You can download the version 0023 from the first link since it is compatible with the code snippets 1 and 2 used in this tutorial. Secondly, you need to install the drivers for Arduino Uno for Windows. Once you're done with these two steps, you should be able to launch the Arduino application and run a sample example. For a detailed explanation of these steps, please refer to the second link. Let's see in more detail how to install the drivers for Arduino Uno for Windows. Plug in the board using the USB cable and wait for Windows to begin its driver installation process. After a few minutes, the process will fail. Look for the Arduino Uno COMX port in the device manager under the control panel settings and choose the Update Driver Software option. Next, choose the Browse My Computer for Driver Software option. Finally, navigate to and select the Uno's driver file named arduinouno.inf located in the drivers folder of the Arduino software download. Make sure you don't choose the FTDI USB drivers subdirectory. Windows will finish up the driver installation from there. So this brings us to an end of the software setup required for this tutorial. Once we have gathered all the required hardware and the software setup for the experiment, let's see how to carry out the experiment in a stepwise manner. The first step comprises of the hardware setup. As a part of the hardware setup, you would need to plug in the ZigBee shield with the RFID NFC module to Arduino. A stepwise progress is shown in the figures below. First, plug the NFC module into the ZigBee module as shown in figure 1 and 2. And finally, plug the ZigBee module with the NFC into the Arduino Uno as shown in figure 3. There are two things to be kept in mind while doing this experiment. First, the jumpers in the ZigBee shield have to be set to the ZigBee position. If you wish to read more and understand about the ZigBee shield and corresponding jumper settings, please refer to the links given below. Secondly, you must unplug the ZigBee shield when uploading code to Arduino. Once you are done with the hardware setup, let's look at step 2. As a part of this step, you would need to use the Arduino to read the MiFi tag. The auto read mode is used and the Arduino is waiting all the time. When a tag is detected, the code is read and the code is printed over USB port. The code snippet 1 can be pasted into the Arduino terminal and loaded on the Arduino board. Then you need to re-plug in the ZigBee shield with the RFID NFC module and bring a tag close to it as shown in the figure. You will be able to see the USB output using Arduino ID serial port terminal. Now you have been successful in reading the MiFi tag. In the next step, let's also try to write onto the tag. For this step, the code snippet 2 can be pasted in the Arduino terminal and loaded onto the Arduino board. Make sure you go through the code snippet 1 and 2 carefully to see what exactly they are trying to do. Again, replugging the ZigBee shield with the RFID NFC module and bring a tag close to it as shown in the figure. You'll be able to see the USB output using Arduino ID serial port terminal. This brings us to an end of this video tutorial. For any doubts and questions, please send an email or contact the teaching assistant in the lab session. Thanks.